this regular season, because as much as they do get flamed for crashing out in playoffs, it always
this ain't playoffs, baby.
This ain't
Not
playoffs.
yet. This is the regular season. And yeah, they have been looking really, really good. They are our only undefeated team thus far. Picks and bans kicking off here. A lot of kind of unique bans here coming out from TL, you know, targeting APA pretty heavily and also taking away the Seraphine, which has obviously just been ridiculously popular.
Exactly. You get rid of Seraphine. It's also going to weaken the power of the Ashe. Annie and Cassio banned against APA, like you're talking about. Over on the Cloud9 side, it's Karma, Lucian, and Orianna banned out, as Team Liquid is going to first pick the Rumble for Morgan.
This means, obviously, champions like Rumble, champions like Pantheon are up and available. We have not had any jungle bans coming through, so it is going to be up to Cloud9 where they want to go here. But the two top enchanters have been banned out, which could change things a bit. Of course, we do see still a lot of, you know, Lucian combos, and that's been banned out, so we're not necessarily expecting something like that Melio to come out. But Varus is up and available here too, and is a possible flex.
And honestly, I'm looking at Team Liquid's side, and they very well could build a Rumble Yone comp here for Quid again. They talked about how much they really are comfortable in those combinations. Getting the Rumble first tier to be able to build around gives you a lot of options, as far as you can use the AD mid laners, but you don't have to.
And I like C9 picking Jarvan as their jungler. Powerful option in his own right, but also one of Rumble's best friends. So it's a good deny from Josedeodo and Team Liquid.
And it is going to be the Yone, I think, here. We're going to see if that is locked in as the timer does expire. He's 3-0 on the split on it. This is the champion that people associate most, I think, with Quid in the LCS. Considered his best champion. APA, of course, will have the ability to counterpick here with the third pick. And I'm curious to see where he wants to go. You know, does he have something specific prepared? Because two of these kind of common mid laners that you might see picked into him have already been banned away by TL, and it's going to be Ezreal down in the bottom lane for Yeon, which makes a lot of sense. You know, when you do have Rumble Yone, you generally want to focus on those solo lanes.
Looking at the Ezreal stats, I'm kind of surprised. 6-12 on this champion. Really poor performance so far in the LCS across this entire spring split for Ezreal, having such a low win rate.
I think it's just the nature of a lot of the matchups that he's going into. You know, some of his best pairings are very frequently banned out. And TF is going to be the answer here from APA, so you will have push early on. We'll be able to play towards those side lanes. So now I'm really curious, you know, what they're going to be looking for with Thanatos. You know, is this going to be a Varus top? Is this going to be a Varus spot? You know, what type of side lane does APA really want to play towards? And I will also say, when you have pretty squishy melee soul laners like this, the team fight from TF can actually be quite good as well. You know, once you get to a couple items, you're just walking forward with rapid fire Lichbane, you gold card whoever, your team just hits frontline, and that can be quite powerful.
Team Liquid as well for CoreJJ. If they can get a good, you know, like setup support here, though, they can really punish these low mobility carries with Varus and Twisted Fate, both being pretty big opportunities. If you get a support with Engage to set up the Yone, can have a really big wombo combo available and Rumble Ultimate over the top. See what direction TL decide to go. Obviously, enchanters have been the belle of the ball recently, but two of the biggest ones are banned out.
Vi removed from the options, getting rid of one of those powerful gankers. And Bessa also going to be taken off the table now by Team Liquid. Another one of those picks that can go top. It can also go jungle. Obviously, it wouldn't be going jungle since Blaber's already got the Jarvan. But they are saying, we don't really believe that the Varus is going to be going top. We want to make sure that Thanatos isn't on one of those signature picks of his.
Exactly. And it would be a lane that you would want to play towards as the TF, right? You come in with a gold card, set up that Bessa ult very easily. Engaged junglers are going to be the bans here for C9, taking away the Vi as well as the Nocturne here from Jose. Of course, you can just go common picks that pair with the Rumble. Things like Wukong are still up and available and very, very popular. And Jose has also loved his Lee Sin, been very good on it. The kind of like most highly prized engaged support for core this split has been Rakan, which is up and available if he wants to go that sort of direction. So I feel like, you know, with the bans here, it's still going to be a ton of comfort on both sides.
And I really like the Bard ban being the final one here from Team Liquid, since you've already got the Twisted Fate on Cloud9's side. Having the Tempered Fate to give extra setup in the side lanes or to make pick plays would be really scary. And Vulcan's definitely good on it.
Yeah, he definitely has been. And Vulcan definitely one of the premier supports in the league, getting a lot of MVP love as well. So definitely a very good ban there. What do they decide to go with, though? Do we get the final reveal? Nautilus, okay, point and click CC would be useful against, you know, some melee carries. They're not going to quite lock it in yet, though. Support, counter pick.
So it is going to be Aurora going into Morgan's Rumble here. So Thanatos will have counterpick up in top lane. And so because of the nature of the draft, C9 has been able to counterpick both of the solo lanes here. They had their choice. They got the blind pick Varus, which is obviously very powerful and a bit of an atypical situation. Pantheon still up and available here in that last round, but Jose has just been so good on some of these picks. Wukong feels like the one that makes most sense with the Rumble. It's pretty standard.
I feel like that would be really hard for TL's like early game because Aurora, really good matchup into Rumble. That's going to have pressure. Twisted Fate, going to have pressure early into Yone. I feel like they wouldn't have a lot to work with. I guess they want the Pantheon to have something to be able to make some plays with and not have to have like a full farm jungler here. So it does give them like some angles to go for some aggressive plays.
The other option that could have been good is always the Sejuani. When you have double melee solo lanes, I think that could have been quite strong. Give them a little bit of front line because, you know, right now they do have some ways to engage, but they don't have any real front line whatsoever. And I feel like when you play no front line versus TF just gold cards anyone and you just hit that person because you have so much follow-up CC with the dredge line, with the Varus ultimate, with all of these tools that C9 have and all the squishy members on the other side. If you get hit by that gold card, you could just get CC'd 100-0. So TL's going to have to be pretty on point, I think, with their engages.
Yeah, the only thing that's hard to kill on Team Liquid is Pantheon with his shield up specifically. As soon as that's no longer available, everybody just melts. I feel like I like the Cloud9 side of the draft better. What about you guys?
Me too. I agree. I just think it's a much easier comp to play. I think TL has a lot of power here with their engage. But if that engage does not go smoothly, I think you are going to get destroyed in these fights.
And I'm going to be looking a lot at Jose with the Pantheon. Can he create some positive plays here for TL to get them out of what should be, I feel like, a lot of just map pressure available to Cloud9 with their solo lanes especially, and then getting Twisted Fate to be able to ult around. But you can make a lot of plays too off Pantheon and Neeko. The last couple picks here for TL, CoreJJ as well as Jose, definitely have the ability to make some big plays for the team.
They really do, and I think that the point of power for TL is going to be their bottom lane because both your solo lanes got counterpicked. You need to get some power down on that bot side. Vulcan, to me, this pick is much more about the team comp than it is about the 2v2. And when you have Ezreal Neeko, yeah, it's not Ezreal Karma levels of oppressive, but if you are hitting your poke, it is very powerful.
And TL, of course, they will have a very big wombo combo later for the mid-game team fights like we were talking about with the Neeko and the Yone here, setting up to keep big rumble damage on them.
All right, checking in on junglers. We've got both of them starting on their buffs here in the top quadrants of the map, so they'll both be pathing top towards this bottom side, which means that this bottom lane that we're talking about the pressure being on for Team Liquid to be able to get ahead could be a point of contention if those junglers decide they want to try to make something happen early, considering they both have very effective early game pre-6 gankers.
Yep, and this is not the circle of suck, it is the circle of success, because it is our top three teams here. Exactly. C9 beat Lion, you know, to kick off the split, but then Lion beat TL, and now the question is, can TL beat C9 to really make it an even field at the top of the table? Will all of these teams have taken a game off each other, or will C9 be able to complete their undefeated split?
Exactly. If it goes in the full circle like you're talking about, then you still have the conversation, yeah, but who's really going to step up in playoffs? If C9 ends up beating both of them, then C9's clearly #1, Team Liquid's clearly #3.
Then your question is, will C9 step up in playoffs?
Will C9 choke or not? That still does remain, unfortunately, there. But at least the stats would be favoring them unconditionally if they can take TL down.
It just feels more complete to have the full circle come all the way around, especially from the very beginning of the split is when we started that circle with the opener from Cloud9 and Lion, and feels nice here in the last week of the split to be able to finish off nicely.
It's like starter Pokemon, right? You've got the Lion, you've got the horse, and you've got a gank coming into the bottom lane as Vulcan flashes forward, but he got to attack root onto Yeon, and Blaber shows his face. He's ready to grab the first blood, and they're going to go ahead and give it over to Zven. Nicely done by C9.
Yeah, that was really good there from Blaber. Did 5 camps, top to bot, you know, skipped those Krugs, so came a little bit earlier than I think TL was expecting. Thought they would be able to crash that wave and instead get punished here. Yeon holds on to the summoners, but Zven getting first blood is so big for C9.
Yeah, DC desyncing on your camp timers here to get the surprise. Always worth it if you get a very, quick first blood like that. You get the bonus money, you get some really good momentum for your bottom lane, and yeah, your Krugs are going to be a little desynced, but he's still going to try and walk up and cross to the top crab. I think because your top lane Rumble is already down here, he yoinks it anyway!
Nice job from Blaber there. Even though the top lane Rumble was there, Blaber just walks up, yoinks it, and heads back into the jungle.
That feels so good as a jungler. You have to skip your camp, you're delayed to the scuttle, you still get there and take it away. So everything going well for him. And Zven is now, winning in that 2v2 thanks to the gank, and he's playing TP. So even though Core was able to get back and freeze that wave, it's not that big of a deal because Zven just TP's back and is going to look to, oh God.
Okay, it might be a big deal now. Zven flashes away and he just ends up wasting the summoner. He teleports back, he dies. He flashes away, dies to the Neeko auto anyway. Heaven just went to hell in the blink of an eye.
I mean, that is just so rough from Zven. Vulcan is walking back, so really your only window of opportunity on the side of TL is killing him right there. Your buy is way better for Zven. You TP back and he just over pushes. I kind of want to see what the start was. Maybe he thought Core had based or something, but you've got to play with some respect to the enemy support until your support is with you.
Keeping track of Neeko is always the name of the game. Man, I gotta feel like a lot of the things the lounge started as far as conversations though kind of came true in this game as Quid is getting very low.
Yeah, Quid still 2 normal autos away from death, so it's not like APA can just flash forward and one-tap him without a card locked at least, but Quid's gonna take his chance and recall.
Yeah, okay, let's see it again. So it is just gonna be a Neeko minion trick, but yeah, I mean, Zven just can't be up this far.
1, 2, 3, 4 melees.
Yeah. You just can't be up that far. I mean, that is a really bad mistake. I know they were having this discussion. Jat was kind of saying, hey, like Zven doesn't deserve some of the criticism he's been getting. Well, this is a big-time mistake. After your jungler gifted you first blood, you should be winning this 2v2. He just steps up too far and gives over a freebie.
Now Morgan in danger as Thanatos goes between worlds. Blaber's ready to follow it up. Nice use of the flash there to redirect the EQ combo. Guarantee that he follows Morgan's summoner spell, and the kill goes over to Thanatos.
And the conversation they were having about, did losing last week as Zven?
Oh, Core with a flash! Goes for the Tangle Barbs onto Zven. The Varus down to 250 HP, trying to get away. Fires back a piercing arrow. Vulcan staying alive now too. But over the wall is Josedeodo. Watch for the Comet Spear. Can he find the snipe that he needs here on Zven? Charges it up. No, not quite. Just barely misses the hitbox.
Yeah, that was close. And we'll see. Is Core going to be able to interrupt him here?
Blaber is walking. You see him on the minimap. He's still pretty far away, though. They're trying to delay, clear the wave.
That was a nice piercing arrow from Zven, keeping Yeon just one auto attack away from death. And now over the wall, Vulcan's ready to engage and APA is ready to follow. Finds the stun there onto Josedeodo as Blaber is ready to follow up. Jose with a flash away, but APA and Blaber are still in pursuit. Another gold card. There's no shield this time, and APA is on the board.
Twisted Fate, the great equalizer for the bottom lane there. If you stick around too long after a play, I mean, they didn't have a minion wave anywhere close for the tower dive. They had to push so much and going to steal the Krugs as well. That's just way too much time spent against a Twisted Fate. Good punish from APA.
I mean, that was really well done. APA didn't even lose minions. Like, he had the wave pushed out first before that roam, so is able to get back, collects that wave. And not only do they kill Jose, but Jose flashes, and they don't even spend a flash to chase him down and kill him off. So looked like it was going to be Zven dying again, and maybe this snowballing out of control, but instead, Blaber and APA get down there and flip the play on its head.
And Blaber is just playing so well this game. Blaber has absolutely been smurfing. Desyncing Krugs timer, going for the gank bottom. He has successful gank on top side as well. Able to even smite away the Scuttle Crab, not getting behind in CS. And now he's level 6 on the Jarvan here. So you've got the combo plays available. Twisted Fate Ultimate #1 was very successful for APA. It was pretty early in the game too, so that's always really nice for him. He got the kill credit, and you notice he has a Dark Seal, so 2 stacks in your Dark Seal. It's a very, very good scenario for the opener of a Twisted Fate game.
Yeah, and it's actually even more important, I feel like, to have a successful first ult when you're going for this build. He has no CDR, right? You're going to be going Swifties into Roa. So your CDR comes in very late with this style of build, which means any failed ultimate is that much more punishing.
And unfortunately for Team Liquid, when you look at the scoreboard, the only meaningful gold lead, the only gold lead at all that they have is in the support role there for CoreJJ. So I guess at this point what you're hoping for is once you get into the neutral objective battles for Dragons, for Rift Heralds, Core can find a big ultimate there with a Pop Blossom and really make something happen, since the Neeko is where the money has found itself here in the early game. Thanatos up 600 gold, APA singing the same song over in mid lane as Blaber takes this opportunity to go for the Void Grubs, and it looks like nobody on TL is going to contest.
Yeah, with TL's focus, I think they should just go Dragon. I mean, they've got the Ezreal plus Neeko bottom lane pressure, so they can just push on bottom side. I mean, also Quid is in a fine condition at the moment, even though APA does have push on the wave. He's full health for the Yone, and pretty easy, I think, Dragon focus here for TL.
Yeah, I mean, this is nicely done, and that is kind of like the other story of, you know, as APA is roaming and when you're going this style of kind of defensive build, it does mean once Quid is on Vamp Scepter, you're just not really having any kill threat ever again. So Quid is going to be farming up, and now it is kind of that trade-off of how much ahead can APA get his teammates before Quid shows up to a team fight and becomes a real problem.
1,000 gold lead total for C9 right now. 9 minutes into the game. That first Dragon claimed not particularly fast, so even if Team Liquid is able to acquire the first couple, it's not going to be one of those super early game souls that we sometimes see game states revolving around. Nobody has hit first item power spikes here just yet, but Yone is already full build, does have the Vamp Scepter in the inventory, so Quid should be able to sustain a little better here.
And look at this rotation we're getting. Off of the reset here, look at the bottom lanes. Cloud9 are doing this patented play. TL actually do this a lot, sending their duo up here first while Thanatos is still there on the Aurora. They're trying to make a little sneaky trail here. You see them on the mini-map as they go over the control ward. Morgan, no.
Oh, wow, the flash chains of corruption coming in from Zven to follow up Thanatos' initial engage between worlds. Nice pick there from C9.
Honestly, I feel like this is them giving TL a little taste of their own medicine, because I've seen them do that play so many times, and Flash is invested here from Zven. He's able to hit the snipe. Flash and Varus ultimate gets them the kill, and going to earn them some momentum. Then you can send your Thanatos down to bottom side. Recalls there, and yeah, Ezreal gets a little extra time on the bottom side tower, but still very good investment.
And I think it's just great timing because Morgan just didn't have his flash. His flash comes up now, so that was off of that earlier play where Blaber goes in, forces his flash, and had the flash redirect on his flag and drag, so kills him there, gets his flash, they regank and kill him off, and that is beautifully done. TL considering a look towards Thanatos, but Thanatos I think is very safe right now.
Yeah, Blaber also around this area of the map, flash over the wall with a Pop Blossom coming out from CoreJJ, and APA's fate is indeed sealed as Quid jumps in and Josedeodo takes the final hit.
Yeah, that's also a cost of investing so much onto the top side of the map. You see all these wards here through your red quadrant of the jungle for Cloud9. And nice little easy roam here. They come from behind APA. There is nowhere for him to go. Investing the flash for the Neeko, though, so it's not like it was super duper free. Some cooldowns, you know, invested here. Obviously, the ultimate and the flash are pretty decent.
Yep, not bad. And APA does still complete his Roa on that death, so going to be happy about a pretty quick Roa here that's going to be starting to stack up. And you can see the Rocket Belt on the other side, the Blade of Runeking completed off that. So our first item spikes are coming through for a lot of the players right now.
Yeah, both Sundered Skies are done in the jungle. You can see your MasterCard power spike there for Zven completing the Ghost Blade on that Varus. And we already talked a little bit in draft. Isaac, you brought it up. When you don't have a true tank on your team, the gold cards from the Twisted Fate are always going to find valuable targets. The same can be said for the piercing arrows from the Varus. It's not like anybody's going to be stacking tons and tons of armor to be able to deal with those. So Zven, who's already got 2 kills, if he can continue accelerating himself compared to the rest of the pace of the game, those things are going to hurt.
Everybody's got to dodge then. That's your defense.
Okay.
If nobody's got armor, then it's all
just don't get hit.
You have to be evasion tankers.
Just dodge that gold card.
Exactly. Dodge the gold card too. Okay.
Everybody
does no damage if it doesn't hit you.
We dodge the gold card by wherever Twisted Fate is. That's where I'm not.
You dodge Twisted Fate entirely. The whole character model shouldn't be on your screen.
Honestly, though, Yeon, is fine tanking some of them. Obviously, he has the cleanse, so sometimes at least he can move up. APA, nice little bit of a sidestep there. Quid doesn't quite get the little knock-up. And we're looking at the next Pantheon ultimate here from Jose. If they can try and make some sort of play on CoreJJ hiding with Neeko and then using some Proto Belt to set up, That could be a big play here with a dragon only 1 minute in the future. You know, if you can blow some summoner spells or get a kill around this lead up time to the dragon, can try and keep that stacking going for Team Liquid.
Yeah, something I thought was really interesting, about the fan vote was APA was actually favored. And APA, this is his record, when he was on TL, almost a 60% win rate. And then this is his record versus TL, NA only has played.
It's so much better, 100%.
Exactly, 100% win rate. They played that one best of 3 that they did win. So APA looking to continue his winning ways here. I think he has had quite a good split, and it's cool to see that the fans were kind of favoring him above Quid, because I think when you thought about preseason expectations, people would have assumed that TL really was the big winner out of this swap.
But as we've seen, Quid has had a lot of stinker games here and there. I would say on Yone. But
his Yone smells great.
Yeah, I would say on
fresh cut spring flowers.
This one, he has a very good chance of still turning this game around. I mean, it is. We've been singing the praises of Cloud9 a lot in this early game, especially for Blaber and Thanatos as well. But it's only 1,000 gold has been the result of all this positive stuff for Cloud9. And still, if you hit a wombo combo with this wombo combo team, you've got Rumble, Yone, and Neeko combination here. It very well could be huge, and you could erase that lead very quickly. Plus, they have the dragons going in their favor, as we said, and the Cloud one is currently here and waiting during the setup, but nobody really getting into a dangerous spot during the setup quite yet. CoreJJ kind of waiting, lying in wait here, see if anybody steps up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree. We talk a lot about the ease of execution for C9. Their comp is way more straightforward, but at the same time, Core hits one good Pop Blossom, catching multiple carries. Equalizer is there, Pantheon is there, Yone is there. You all die instantly. So you have got to be careful about that engage. That really is the scary part, as TL will grab their second dragon of the game, and it is going to be Ocean Soul, which would not be their preferred soul, I think, in a comp like this, but still, they are the ones that are going to be able to force C9 to come to them.
2 dragons always feels nice early on. Pop Blossom from CoreJJ only hits Blaber, and the Jarvan still has the EQ combo ready to disengage, so not a whole lot of value there.
But he got the flash off APA.
Okay.
So, APA did ult in there, and Core says, no, we're turning on you, and I think APA got a bit nervous, so he instantly flashed out of that. So I would say still win for TL for sure.
Okay. And it's interesting, too, because Quid also teleports. So teleport long cooldown for the Yone. And when we're looking at the side lanes, as now they're going for an ulti.
Yep, they're going to dive in there immediately. Josedeodo arrives with the ult. APA is the target, and he's out of there. Team Liquid commits to the bottom lane and gets a kill.
Yeah, they commit hard. They use their other teleport, so TL will be out of teleports. They've used, everything here versus Cloud9 still have Thanatos and Zven's teleport, but they get their kill. They get their kill on the bottom. First tower bonus still to Cloud9, so that kind of evens the gold and kept it fairly similar there. Morgan will finish off this one, but now he's getting teleported on. The teleports are on the other side.
The teleports will continue until the lane improves. Morgan trying to get away from this one. Thanatos, though, has plenty of damage to knock that Rumble down.
And they still have more. APA's got one, and Zven has one, too.
C9 and Team Liquid staring each other down here around the Rift Herald pit. Yeon trying to get away, Fate Sealed from Quid. It's a whiff. He finds his follow-up damage into Blaber, knocks him down to 25% HP, but the ultimate itself not landing a knock-up, not finding a true engage is going to hurt a little bit there. Vulcan only locks up the Neeko clone, flashes over the wall into the dredge line, hits CoreJJ, but now it's Vulcan who's a little bit too far forward. Blaber jumps into the Cataclysm, right back out with the EQ. APA comes in with a gold card to lock up Quid, but he snaps back with a Soul Unbound. Blows traded from both sides, but nobody drops.
Seemed like a bit of a strange flash in. That commitment from Vulcan felt like a bit forced to me when Blaber was low, and he's kind of one of your strong members. Blaber couldn't really do a lot. He Cataclysms in, immediately has to flag and drag out, and the Varus TF just didn't do that much damage. So a bit of a wasted engage, I feel like, but Thanatos is really becoming a problem here for TL.
I think it was a little tunnel vision. I felt like watching the whole time, Vulcan really wanted to punish Core, because Core's waiting in that brush, and he missed his Tangle Bards, and then was juking with the clone, and he barely gets around the wall and is walking away, and a little bit of a reach there. Meanwhile, it left bottom side alone, and so Thanatos, this Aurora we were talking about, 2K gold up, takes the tower down there too, and that's the big strength here for C9. The side lanes them with the Twisted Fate as well. It's going to get hard to keep those side lanes in check for Team Liquid.
Kind of fun seeing some new support tech here as Vulcan has picked up his Doran's helm.
And immediately APA is ready to enter now. Has the ultimate, but the counterattack from CoreJJ goes in. APA is locked up, burst down, 1-for-1 trade here at the very start, but it's mid laner traded for support. Team Liquid gonna feel happy about that one as CoreJJ sees the opportunity to punish APA's attempted move there.
Okay, 1-for-1 at the moment. Still have...
Oh! Vulcan with the Hex Flash into the dredge line. Doesn't find Yeon. Well-timed Arcane Shift to react to that one. But everybody's still in the area. Josedeodo still at his red buff right now. Doesn't have the Grand Starfall here just yet. Engage coming in from Blaber. Lots of damage onto Quid. They nearly got him. Thanatos on a killing spree as Josedeodo arrives. Goes for the combo onto Vulcan, but he doesn't have the damage here just yet. Trying to defend himself here with a shield. Josedeodo gets a kill on his way out, but surely he falls. A 1-for-1 trade. Both junglers out of the picture now as well. But it's a 2-for-1 overall as Quid also fell right as he tried to snap back with a Soul Unbound.
Yeah, Quid just has not been able to hit these Fate Seals. These ultimates have just been barely whiffing, haven't been able to lock people down, and then it just felt like TL felt that they were committed. Jose is going to flash in and trade his life to kill off Blaber.
APA wanting to use that Summoner Spellbook Ghost to get enough distance closed to gold card Yeon, but can't quite do it.
And honestly, props again to Blaber. I felt like he was kind of like a matador, you know, with the cape just out of Yone's eyes right there as Quid barely misses. He sidesteps, then he Cataclysm and EQs right back on. Let's take a look at this. So he sees him coming, and then he steps to the side, jukes the bull, then Cataclysm EQs on him. And even with the Rumble ultimate there, as you say, Jose also committing into it. And so C9 are able to outplay. Yes, in the end, they do kill the Matador. So they do get their target, but it costs them both players to do it. 2 bulls for 1 Matador.
That's not a good trade.
And I think so far this whole game, Blaber's mechanics have been really good. He's had lots of good jukes, and his early game was well planned out too.
And Vulcan will be happy. He got to take down Jose, and he gave us a quote last week where he said the biggest goal for us is making sure we don't live in a world where Josedeodo is MVP, which I was very surprised by that quote. Jet asked him about it. He declined to elaborate. But then Jose was also interviewed, and I apologize because I can't remember which outlet actually did the interview on this, but where he was talking about... Oh,
wait, hold on. Thanatos going between worlds. CoreJJ and Yeon both trying to get away, but APA with a gold card on the left side of the fight. Yeon cannot complete his escape. Core barely gets out, but the more valuable target does get picked up. C9 make the move. They get their pick on Yeon. Meanwhile, in the top side, Morgan's doing what he can to close that 2,000 gold gap, getting the tier 1 turret.
Yeah, so they make the investment, Twisted Fate ultimate into the middle, get their kill. In the end, of course, yeah, you give up the rest of the outer tower, but they still have pressure over mid themselves.
C9 trying to get the last little bit of damage to knock over this tier 1. This will be the last tier 1 turret still standing for Team Liquid for both sides, actually. The tier 1s in the side lanes are down, so taking over mid will open up the map a lot better here.
So as the teams will back off, yeah, it was a sheep. Oh, never mind.
There we go. Tier 1 turret gone. Morgan in some danger. Rain of arrows nearly killing him off. The piercing arrow also just barely not finding the target.
I wanna say, but they're gonna keep fighting.
Yep, APA, you don't have time, Isaac. APA caught in the pop blossom with the Tangle Barbs, ready to follow it up. True Shot Barrage doesn't quite aim true, so APA gets himself out. That's the Rod of Ages difference right there. He's just ticked up to 10 stacks, so you've got all of it. You've got the extra stats from the extra level, and it makes sure that he has enough health that Team Liquid send up there in the top lane can't actually bring him down.
All right, this time for real. So it was a Sheep eSports interview with Jose after that, and they kind of asked him about that Vulcan quote, and he said, I'm not that interested in winning individual awards. Individual awards mattered to me years ago. At the end of the day, whoever wins the split will be happy, and he says he thinks it's more important to work day in and day out towards that goal of winning the split rather than focusing on MVP.
Blaber, okay, they don't have Twisted Fate ult. If APA's cooldown was a little shorter here, maybe if he did have some more CDR, they definitely go for that chase, but no Twisted Fate ult means they're just going to kill off the ward, be content with their vision here, control around Baron here for Cloud9. So they can really start to put that extra pressure on TL. And the vision control is going to take its toll. Blaber going in here for some jungle, counter jungling as well.
So what's the name of the game here if you're Team Liquid? Because Thanatos is still up 2,000 gold. Zven's
Win a
up
wombo combo team
1,500
fight.
gold. Okay, so aside from Quid has to actually hit ultis,
Or CoreJJ has to hit one so then he can.
Okay.
Set him up.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Maybe
press
that
your
is
R's simultaneously and have them hit the carries.
Yeah.
Okay. So just hit your shots. That's what I'm hearing.
And because that's what they really do need. I mean, technically, you could try and go for like a Pantheon ult over to like some solo lane trailing play. But you really, because you've lost control of the map already, you have to keep your vision control around the Baron and make sure that you're ready for one of these collapse plays.
Yeah, it gets really, really tough for Pantheon. You can see some deep wards up on that top side from TL, and Thanatos is just very slippery. It's going to be hard to actually lock him down, even if you do find him in a side lane. So Thanatos getting coverage now from Vulcan and Blaber. He's pushing up. They want to play towards their strong lane, because they do know TL could look for one of those side lane plays, and APA is weak-sided right now, so he is kind of just backing it up and making sure he's not interacting.
Okay, just chilling right there. Quid, you can see, has already retreated back towards his own side of the map. When you're playing against Twisted Fate, it's just so dangerous to be pushed up. Like you guys are talking about, Team Liquid has already lost control over the Rift, so it makes it that much more dangerous. 90 seconds on the clock until the next dragon spawns. Remember that Team Liquid not on soul point because C9 was able to claim Drake number 3, but they need any sort of pressure they can get at this point.
Yeah, and they're already feeling the pressure to do something. Because Cloud9, once they get their rapid fire on Twisted Fate, then you already have really good poke from Varus with 3 items. Here we go.
Yep, Quid goes in, immediately locked up there by Vulcan. The damage onto Quid is nearly enough, but he survives with 200 HP. APA arrives on the side of the fight, but he's not close enough to finish the job. Quid very fortunate to not be dead in that one.
All right, can they actually do a Baron bait or something off this? They obviously want to use some sort of advantage here with Quid using a lot to escape, but...
Oh, Thanatos, he tries to catch Josedeodo there between worlds, but it doesn't work. You can see that Jose was barely out of the range of the circle.
Yeah, they were considering, do we want to start Baron, but I feel like their Baron damage is so low, so instead they look for that Jose pick, but they can't find him. And so it will just be this chunk onto Quid, who was kept alive thanks to that heal coming out there from CoreJJ.
Exhaust used from APA just now with his spell book as Quid was walking up towards him, so they're going to cycle that one. And Yeon is actually long chasing, or it's actually CoreJJ up there. A lot of pings were going down. Looks like Twisted Fate's going to be able to walk away. They don't Pantheon ult for the long chase, and TL will, though, at least gain control of the Baron area to retake some vision.
Anything they can get feels good at this point, right? Walking into the enemy jungle, stealing away the blue buff. Sure, it's not going to change the entire flow of the game, but it's something.
Yeah, I mean, they are giving the Dragon to do it, so maybe they want to, like, put enough pressure on the Baron to make Cloud9 come back, but Blaber's basically done with the Dragon already.
Yeah, Blaber's got to finish this one up, and the rest of C9's doing a good job distracting TL from being able to DPS this Baron in a meaningful way. Vulcan, however, already down to 1/3 HP, tries to go in after Yeon, but a nice use of the arcane shift to get him away. Okay, True Shot Barrage, not going to find much. C9 has successfully taken the Dragon while repelling Team Liquid from the Baron pit.
Yeah, well handled there by C9. You know, Vulcan got chunked a bit, but you know, they just kind of play it slow, allow Blaber to finish that Dragon. He gets up there, and then C9 have kind of already won that exchange because they got the Dragon, so they don't need to force anything. They are happy to continue waiting. The Zeal just got picked up for APA, so now he has both the components for that rapid fire. And the team fight just gets so much easier for TF once you have that rapid fire, because every time the proc is ready, you lock a gold card, you walk forward, and TL basically has to just back it up. You can kind of just create that space very easily.
And around the same time that he gets that rapid fire, look at the inventory for Blaber. He's nearly ready with his own Guardian Angel. So big team fighting tools almost coming online for 2 different C9 components as Vulcan finds the angle for the dredge line, and CoreJJ is no more. C9 invade the enemy jungle, go blue buff steal for blue buff steal with Team Liquid, and get CoreJJ on top of it. Now with a 5v4 for the next 20 seconds, we'll see what they can do on the map.
Yeah, they can keep a lot of pressure because they do have some good range advantages here. Zven and mid lane poke damage is going to be real, so they can push mid and bottom simultaneously, and pretty effectively as well. As you see, the bottom lane's going to get that crust knocked off too, get some more tower plates there, couple mid, couple bottom, and Cloud9 taking over more territory.
It's a crusty push for Cloud9. They're getting everything, mid and bot both. Team Liquid going from a 3,500 gold deficit to nearly a 5K gold deficit now as C9 just continues building the lead.
And it is interesting because in the interview I did earlier with APA and Quid said whoever wins game 1 is going to 2-0 the series. That was his prediction.
No.
So, you know, if that is correct,
take it back.
That is you know, not good news for his team.
No. Not at all. C9 looking good in this one. I mentioned the items earlier as they were about to come online, and sure enough, here are both of those. You've got the Guardian Angel for Blaber, Rapid Fire for APA. Up in the top lane, Banshee's Veil, 3rd completed item for Thanatos to make sure that he can't be picked off. And the entire time, Zven is already at 3 fully completed lethality, or 2 fully completed lethality items plus Muramana, and now he's got the Last Whisper too.
Yeah, and we also have to remember the playoff implications here for TL. So to have their fate fully in their hands, they need a 2-0. Otherwise, it comes down to, you know, how Lion does. Even if they win the series, it's going to depend on the results of the Lion series. So TL definitely wants to maintain control of their fate, which will require a comeback in this game.
Yeah, and as well, if they want to complete that beautiful circle of success that you showed us earlier, a comeback is going to be necessary. Cloud9 doing a little bit of playing around with Baron here, and they did show mid and walk over, so I would expect TL. I mean, they're walking over, but now the teleport is committed. Now it's a full commitment.
And as soon as C9 sees that teleport coming in, they immediately back away from the Baron. They know better than to try to just take Baron with Rumble, with ulti up right there. Morgan also level 16. Blaber jumps in for the Cataclysm on the multiple targets, but now he's got to be careful. The rest of C9 right behind him, but a very nice equalizer coming in from Morgan. Blaber's going to get cooked for the Guardian Angel, brings him back. Vulcan with a flash away. C9 health bars are hurting. Josedeodo goes forward. Blaber gets shut down. C9's team fight just buckles, and Team Liquid get exactly what they needed.
Blaber just walked very far forward there. His positioning was pretty cocky, and TL make him pay. Jose stuns him up. The Fate Seal this time from Quid connects on multiple members, and C9 immediately have to be retreating.
I feel like Blaber wanted that. Like, Cloud9 thought they win this because he has Guardian Angel. So he goes in and he steps back, and now, look, he goes back in again, and so he gets the double knockup, but then Quid ulti, he EQs into the Yone ult, so he gets pulled with the Yone ult back over here, and yeah, like, they expend the Guardian Angel, but they expend the Guardian Angel and just die and don't get anyone. What a huge relief.
We don't have to rush like that. We can just play for my gold card. I always be able to get range and gold card right now.
Agree.
I completely agree, and that's how I thought they were going to play, and it just felt like they over-pushed there, and you can see Jack, their reaction, head in hands after that. And Thanatos, you know, he got caught by that Fate Sealed as well, so big play there from Quid. TL punished the mistake from C9, who felt like they were in a position that they can just fight and win, and they were not.
Yeah, it was a blunder from Blaber. Not only did he lose the Guardian Angel for nothing, he's flashed for nothing at the very end of the fight as well. So Blaber without 2 very critical team fighting tools with 5 seconds left until the dragon spawns.
The comms, though, from Cloud9 very clearly focused on, okay, now what do we do next time to make it better? They want to play around the gold card range, as APA said. APA also has your favorite item, the Arm Guard Flowers.
Okay,
so he can make a Messiah play as well if he wanted
to. Look at APA.
CoreJJ, he's waiting in the brush. APA is immediately going to be the target, but the teleport coming in. Team Liquid tries to make their move, but APA escapes critically.
That cleanse was so fast from APA. Instantly gets out of there.
Nicely done from him, but now the fight gets to begin yet again. Yeon has a chunk of his health gone. Josedeodo the same, as C9 want to be able to take this Drake here, force Team Liquid back with the advantage that they have thus far. APA without that Summoner Spellbook cleanse, but that won't matter. He's got both of his real Summoner spells available. Nice piercing arrow flying out there from Zven, continuing to chunk Yeon, who's now completely out of the fight. CoreJJ tries to go in alongside Jose, and they found the kill into Thanatos. C9 wants to get something back. Core finally falls, but Vulcan's going to be traded here too. Jose barely keeping it alive, but another big piercing arrow goes through. Yeon trying to claim the dragon if he can, and Yeon doesn't get it. APA and Blaber work together to secure the Drake as Yeon continues running. Quid doing the same. APA coming around. Yeon dies. These piercing arrows are the name of the fight for Zven and Cloud9. So many kills coming through because of those specifically. Only Quid still stands. APA, Zven, and Blaber pushing towards the tier 3 turret here in the bottom lane.
And they could be pushing for even more here. The death timers are still pretty long. Quid is going to actually catch mid, so he doesn't think they're going for an end. Core is back now, so they should be able to defend here. Critical that Quid stayed alive, or maybe C9 looked to end it, but I agree, Flowers. Zven hitting all these piercing arrows on Yeon, he couldn't join in on that hard engage. He was at 20% health, Kobe.
Here's a look again. They Pantheon ult, they Rumble ultimate, and CoreJJ gets the flank initially, So they burn down Thanatos, but the re-engage is so huge there. And Zven from the back line untouched.
Exactly, and you know, had Yeon been a little bit higher, he had to shift away as they hard engaged. He was so low on health. If he is able to be, you know, 60, 70% health and shift in when they go for that fight, it could have been massive. And even Quid as well, his Yone ult just barely missed the TF. As they go forward, you can see Spawn really unhappy about how they played that team fight.
It's always a dangerous game to read the coach's lips.
Gosh darn it, team. We could have played that one better.
Just look at his eyes, not his lips. The eyes tell the story.
And so does this graph of Zven's accuracy on these arrows.
Legolas down here.
You were bringing it up, you know, all these squishy members, nobody wants to take arrows on the TL side. They have to dodge them, and, you know, he was hitting home.
So, C9 are starting up the Baron. Critically, Blaber's Guardian Angel still has a few seconds left on the timer. Jose now has a Guardian Angel of his own. Something C9 needs to be conscious of if they were trying to go for some big smite contest, but that's not going to be the case. Vulcan over the wall, tries to find something, doesn't get it. C9 still grouped up as 5. Team Liquid doing the same as Quid splits up towards the top side now to answer the wave, pushing 3 minutes until the next Drake spawns.
Nice calm play, though, from C9. It's the same Baron play they looked for earlier. Go threaten the Baron. As soon as Morgan TPs, just leave. You've gotten enough from that, and that is going to allow them to have more control in the side lanes. They have 3 teleports on their team. They have TF. They have a lot of ways to play on the map here, and TL is more limited. They're more dependent upon that.
Ooh, Zven hits the Chains of Corruption onto Josedeodo. He'll block the opportunity for any follow-up damage there with the shield, but he has to flash away after. That's a nice pick from C9.
I mean, TL, they got to pray right now because the map is collapsing in on them. There's super minions bottom side. As you say, they're playing against not just a Twisted Fate, but basically a full build Twisted Fate. That Dark Seal has 8 stacks on it. It's almost a real item. He could upgrade it to a Medjai's, and so much pressure. He has Zonias, has the rapid fire. Cloud9 know. They already pushed bottom lane, so now they can take the attention over to Baron, draw TL away from that pushing bottom lane, and just play the long con.
Okay, 80 carries don't have ultimates. You can see Zven's Chains of Corruption going to be up here in 5 seconds.
They just want to keep them away. Look, the super minions are going to stack up on bottom side. Those will eventually take a Nexus Tower if left unattended just by themselves. And the Baron's at 5K already.
Yep, C9 is keeping the DPS on it, but they're going slowly. As soon as Team Liquid approaches, C9 backs away. Baron's still at about 3,600. A teleport is coming in now from C9 into the bottom lane. The Baron's going to be secured by Blaber. Josedeodo goes in to try to fight Blaber with a flash away, keeping himself alive for now. But look at the base. Team Liquid has Thanatos at Nexus turrets. They got to be careful here. Josedeodo trying to fight and get out, but his Guardian Angel's going to be procced. Team Liquid finally manages to send Quid back to defend, but Josedeodo will die here in the Baron pit. Quid at least maintaining the second Nexus turret. But honestly, a really good play across the map coming in from C9. They get a Nexus turret, they get the Baron, they get the kill onto Josedeodo.
I just love the pressure they were putting on because Quid had no TP when they started up that Baron, so they knew he would have to walk. And by the time he has his teleport back, the Baron is low, so he can't leave. You can see the frustration there on Spawn's face as Jose goes in. It was a flip, but Blaber won it, and that was huge because if TL do take that Baron, it definitely could go a lot worse for C9. C9, though, now on Soul Point. That Soul will spawn in 30, and Jose will have no GA and no flash for that fight.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I was panicking for Blaber there, too, because, like, I thought they were going to do it even more slowly and just, like, try and keep it there and let the super minions do even more work, but you know, they invest Thanatos up there and they go for it. They do get the kill. They do obviously can try and like pair with Zven damage stuff too. You know, they've got some good bursts for themselves, but it's still, any jungler is getting some spike in blood pressure when something like that goes off. Because Pantheon with the Q charged up can definitely be very good at stealing.
Okay, Metal Gear CoreJJ is behind enemy lines, disguised as a minion, so it was even harder to detect him if they saw him Aurora on the minimap. But C9 is already going for the Ocean Soul. They've got it down to 4,000. Josedeodo ults in here with a Grand Starfall, and C9 immediately turns to go after the Pantheon. Jose is already down. The Dragon secured by C9. Morgan's in the middle trying to cook Vulcan down to 0, but he can't quite do it. CoreJJ and Morgan both into the stasis, and they're both likely to fall.
Quid tries to get something back, but he cannot even fire the ultimate off. APA on the chase after Yone. He lands the gold card with a rapid fire cannon. Click, click, boom! Team Liquid aced for nothing. The Ocean Soul for Cloud9, and they will march it straight to the enemy nexus.
C9 running TL around the map this game in the opener, and they look like they want to keep that undefeated streak alive.
C9, all 5 alive, all 5 pushing that last Nexus turret, 20-8 with a 12,000 gold lead. C9 takes game 1.
Well-controlled game there for C9. They ended with 4 straight Ocean Dragons. They get the soul. They were playing the side lanes well, utilizing their global advantages. Impressive stuff from C9.